Hi guys, Puddin here with a game in my tier 7 British cruiser, the Belfast. Now this is a premium ship. I'm sure all of you are aware of this. Now, we do read the comments, and a lot of people have asked for me to try and play cruisers. Now, believe it or not, I actually do play a good mix of ships. But I mainly do stick with the battleships, then it's destroyers, and then I usually get a couple games in cruisers. The thing with my cruisers, though, is I'm not as good, or I don't get as good as results as I do in the battleships and the destroyers, because I do play so aggressive, even in my cruisers. Now, I am division up with Sneaky Snake, and our initial game plan is to go to A, for me to come out on the left side of the island while having him put a smoke screen down and me utilizing his smoke screen. And as well as everybody knows, the plan is really good until you meet the enemy, and then it just completely falls apart and goodbye plan. But that's how I'm setting up. That's how Snake is setting up. And like I was saying, I do okay in my cruisers. The other thing with them is, the games where I do like maybe a lot of damage is when I sit in the back and hide. And to me, those are just boring game plans. And the exciting stuff is you go in, you kill a couple of destroyers, and you're dead. Or you don't kill anybody and you die. Now the other thing is there are two carriers in this game. I am in a top tier cruiser, and this is where Sneaky decides to panic, hit a smoke, and completely stop, instead of just continuing on to give me some smoke. So, I'm going to have to drive to his smoke. Well, it is his smoke, and he can do what he wants with it. The game plan was for me to utilize his smoke while he spotted. But, he panicked. I'm going to switch to AP because this ARP ship is extremely close. And presenting a broadside, and now completely slowing down. Too many people shooting at him. Even Sneaky's hitting them with AP. And it's just a matter of who's going to get it. And ding dong, the nasty witch is dead.
Off to a great start.
I get first blood, waiting for both guns to turn before I hit radar, so I can get all of my firepower on this Fujin. I don't know why this guy decided to stop and smoke this close to a Belfast, because I was spotted, so he did know I was there. Now, I should have switched to HE after the first salvo, because this guy was presenting an angle, and I completely whiff on that due to his backing up. Now, I do know he has torpedoes, so I'm just going to hit the hydro with here. I think he said he's going to go out and see if he can get anybody spotted. And, I'm just sitting here. These torpedoes from Omaha, never going to hit. It was too far. Never even got close enough for those to hit. Now, at this point, I'm talking with Sneaky about, what do we want to do? Do we want to go to B? Do we want to push these two guys? As the cruiser comes out of his smoke, had the HE loaded because, I never know when I was going to see him, so why switch ammo types? Just stick with the ammo type you have in there. And I was initially going to go push him, and then Sneaky says, no, let's go to B. There's a DD over there. Let's go get this guy out. So, gonna keep my HE loaded if I know we're going to actually go and try hunt down and kill destroyers. Sorry about that, guys. Now, the only thing I really can see right now is the cruiser, so I might as well take shots in at him. Pretty much just aiming at at his midship and hoping that most of my shells will hit. Do a little bit more of damage, but there are 2 other cruisers in the area, and I was kind of hoping one of them would chase him down. But as you can see on the mini-map now, they are all coming to be with Sneaky and myself. Now, I just asked for Sneaky. I said, hey, man, you know, can you lay down another smoke screen out here in the open? And I'll take care of the Atlanta for you. And potentially, you know, then I'll switch targets to the destroyer. And he's like, yeah, sure. Sorry, guys. So I've got my AA actually trained on those torpedo planes. Now, I don't start cutting my speed until I get into his smoke. But I'm going to keep it because Sneaky's going to continue going forward to give me a very big smoke cloud to work in. Now, I am manually selecting my AA to focus on the torpedo planes that are out of range. But in case they do come within range, they will focus on the tort planes. Trying to get this Atlanta gone so he doesn't potentially kill Sneaky. This guy's actively turning, so, you know, I'm kind of holding some of my shots, waiting for to see if he's committed to the turn. Unfortunately, I do wait a little bit too long because he did commit and then he didn't commit. Now at this point I need to get in a better position to get on the New Mexico that was spotted. I think that was in New Mexico. It was over here. So I am repositioning. I'm going to initially try to get on to Cap. And Sneaky's like, hey, why'd you get out of the smoke? And I told him, you know, I want to get in a better position. I want to close the range. So, you know, I have as much time as possible to get fires down range. I'm closing the distance. I notice planes are coming in, so I'm cutting my speed, and I wait until about, usually wait until about 19 or so-ish knots to pop my smoke, just to give me a little bit of a bigger smoke cloud. Now, I do select these planes. Once again, that's why I did pop out of sniper view. Now, I wanted to see where these are coming in, and, you know, I kind of jokingly laughed at Snake and said, the Shores is going to eat one for me, and he did. You know, I don't think that was his initial plan. I think he was just trying to slow down and just glided right into them. Just gonna keep firing on this New Mexico. And I tell Sneakiest, you know, I got about 30 seconds of smoke left. And he's like, okay. He goes, well, I'm gonna swing around and try to give you a breaker smoke cloud. Just let me know when it's going to go down. As I get 2 fires on this New Mexico, so many ships shooting at this guy, he's just not going to last. He's got at least 2 fires that I'm aware of. He's got 2 fire breathers shooting at him. Plus, he's got the battleship to deal with. And this is when I told Sneak, I said, hey, my smoke's running out. Do you think you could drive to me and give me smoke? And he goes, sure. Which he never did. He's already putting his smoke cloud down. And now I have to drive to his smoke. And, you know, this is dangerous for several reasons. One, because there is another battleship in the area that we are not shooting at because everyone's going after the New Mexico. But, you know, because of the planes in the area, you know, they can spot me even though I am behind Sneaky smoke cloud. And I make a mistake. I didn't realize I was in a smoke cloud. I was too tunnel visioned on the New Mexico. And I drove right out of it. If you seem like I'm being a little harsh on Sneaky, I am and I'm not. I just want to point out mistakes that were made to better, your gameplay, my gameplay, and his gameplay. I see the British cruiser, and I'm just going to start pummeling into him. Sorry, and at this point, I'm actually trying to make my way back to Sneaky's smoke. But, you know, I was getting a little bit too much on him. I wanted to stay in the area because of these dive bombers coming in to offer AA assistance to Sneaky and the battleship, and then I make the colossal mistake that you should never do in a British cruiser. I panicked hit my torpedoes. I panicked hit my smoke. Now, I've already stopped. I'm already reversing, and at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to commit to reversing into my smoke. This guy's already whiffed on his first shot, and I got lucky that he didn't make me pay for it because I am full broadside to him. Here comes his second salvo in. Luckily, these don't do very much damage either. Now, I do believe Sneaky was going to stay and keep him spotted, but, you know, wasn't meant to be. But luckily, I have hydro and radar, and this guy's well within a range. As Sneaky gets, I believe, one torpedo hit on this guy. I've got one fire going on him. This guy doesn't seem to have his damage control up, so he is going to burn, and I believe Sneaky got a flood on him. So there's really no way this Congo's going to make it with just me sitting here constantly hitting him. Looks like the carrier is bringing in planes to help finish this guy off. Now, I initially get a little bit upset at the carrier for taking that kill. Either I would have had it or Sneaky would have had it, but I can't really fault the guy because, you know, from his point of view, all he sees is me reversing and a battleship coming at me. He doesn't know that the guy was still on fire, that he was flooding. You know, he didn't know these information because we didn't tell him. And that could have been, well, that is a mistake on our part. And the guy made the right call. He's trying to save as many ships as he can. He's the only friendly carrier we have left in the game. So, you know, I just want to say, you know, if that happens, you don't get too mad at the carrier, because if you didn't tell the carrier, hey, don't worry about it, he's dead, he's burning, he's flooding, he can't put it out, he's already used it, he's as good as dead. You know, no, people won't know. Now, at this point, I asked Sneaky, I said, hey, where's the, sorry, I said, where's the Perth at? I said, do you have any idea where he could possibly be? And then Sneaky starts pinging the map about where's the carrier, where the Perth last was, and, you know, I tell him, you know, really, Captain Obvious? You know, like, I don't know this. She said, you know, I know where the carrier's at. He was spotted. Our carrier is rushing him. I believe he's trying to go for the ram. So Sneaky says, hey, I'll grab C. You go to A. And I said, okay, I'm going to go, you know, I actually tell him, I said, hey, I'm going to go to A because I think that's where the Perth is going to go. You know, he was last spotted heading to that direction, and that's when he pops up. And luckily for me, this guy's got HE loaded. I turn in to try to avoid as much of his fire as possible, but, you know, something hits me and sets me on fire. I'm not in fear of him getting any more shells downrange, so I might as well put it out, so I have as much health as possible going into this battle. Now, I do load AP in the hopes that this guy's going to actually go on to A and present me a broadside. I want to pummel him, I want to punish him, but I also want to keep driving away from him because I do know he has secondaries. I did manually select the plane because I wanted it dead, so this guy really didn't know where I was going. 2 Citadels, 3 hits, 2 massive damage, and I noticed this guy never switched to AP, sticking with HE for whatever reason. I don't own the perk. I don't know if it doesn't have access to it, but I highly doubt it doesn't. But he should have switched to AP and made me pay for staying broadside to him. And the reason I'm staying broadside to him is because he's shooting HE. I don't care. So, do that. I'm going to stick with AP, and I'm going to make you pay for showing me your side. Now, I am making the mistake that I usually make and actually aiming for under the guns. I did manage to get a sit-it out instead of under the boiler room at these lower tiers. It is just a habit of mine from high-tier ship battle gameplay. You aim for under the guns. Now, with that, guys, we're going to win this. We don't get the carrier. I believe we eventually do spot him, but I don't want you guys to sit here and just watch me sailing, doing nothing for a couple of seconds. So now we're just going to go look at the post-battle results. 105,000 damage done, first blood with the 2 ships and the assisted base cap. Number 1 on the team with base experience of 2,200. Sneaky did okay at 2,100. Premium ship, hemorrhaging money. I'm just as shocked and as appalled as you guys are. 73,000 damage coming from the main batteries. 2,000 from secondaries. And 29 from the fires I set with my HE. Just want to say we do enjoy all the replays you guys send in. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves a great day.